Hello, viewers. It's another blessed day, and we are coming to you with another episode of our business chat. The main reason behind this chat is to inspire you and to answer and discuss most frequently asked questions about our digital business. Before we go on, I would like to talk about myself, introduce myself a bit. I'm Eunice. I'm residing in Perth in Western Australia. I'm a mother of three, an enrolled nurse by profession, and a digital business owner. With our business, we deal with digital business. We teach people how to create a side hustle or a plan B. As you can see, three people on the screen, we all have our professions. But at this time where job security is not guaranteed, we thought it wise to have a side hustle, something we can rely on, something we can call our own, something that can help us to create a legacy for our children. So that is what we basically do. So today we'll talk about one of the frequently asked questions. To move on, I'll give the chance to my beautiful ladies to introduce themselves. Mansa, can you take on, please?
Hi, my name is Mansa. I am a daughter of God. I work in the health profession and especially in mental health. That's where my specialty is. I am a wife. I am a mother to three beautiful kids and recently became a proud digital business owner. So that's just about me.
Okay. Rebecca, can you
Yep.
please introduce yourself?
Okay. Thank you very much. As you said, my name is Rebecca. It's good morning here from Australia, Perth, Australia, wherever you are watching us from. Good afternoon, good evening. We are happy to talk to you today about our business. I'm Rebecca Owusu Ajiman, a Ghanaian. Originally, I'm now living in Perth, Australia. Like I said, I'm a mother of three. I'm a registered nurse by profession. I'm doing a master's degree as well. I'm almost finishing that one in public health. And I'm a digital business owner and also a mentor. So we teach people about how to get into the online space. And like Mansa said, I have to add this. I'm also a daughter of the king, and I'm proud to say that.
Absolutely.
Thank you, ladies. So, what we always say is this business is for all professionals. It is mostly advisable to have a profession that you are already working in, and then you have this as a side hustle. Sometimes people ask us questions about the business that they do not understand. And one of these questions is, what at all is a digital business? How do I identify if a business is legit or not? So these are the two questions that we are going to discuss about. Please, if you join us, we'll be glad if you can comment, tell us where you are watching us from, drop any questions you may have in the comment section, and we'll help you with those answers that you need. So to move on, when we talk about digital business, what is it at all? What is digital business? Ladies, anyone?
Um, I guess the first thing that foremost would come into your mind when we talk about digital business or digital marketing, as you may choose to term it, it is just the components of business or marketing that you're basically using the internet. So your main tool that you're going to be using is the internet and also using online based technologies. We are looking at mobile phones, we are looking at desktop, we are looking at and other digital media spaces or platform that is YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok to promote products and services. So at the forefront of it all, when we talk about digital business, it is just using social media, it is just using the internet just to promote whatever products and services that you're offering to the public. that's a bit about it.
Okay. So the use of the internet
Yeah.
where you have access to a Wi-Fi, a laptop, or a mobile phone to engage in your business. Rebecca, anything to add to?
Yeah, I think as Mansa rightly said, so really we are using technology. When if someone says they have a digital business, it means they are online. They are using in the internet to do most of their business. You can do both. So there can be a business, let's say, Bunnings or any business that comes to mind. They can have a physical business or shop to go to, but they still have an online presence. So which means they still have a digital presence. So the digital means it's just not physical. That's really what it is. So there are two types of businesses. One is the physical one, the brick and mortar, as we call it. So that is a physical one. There's a physical address that you can walk into to make your, purchases. But there's another one that is not physical, that is online, and that one is open to everyone. It's open 24 hours, and because there's no one there to close it or to, it's open because the internet is open. So really, a digital business is something that is set online. It can be an Amazon business, it can be like Shopify, it can be anything that you set up online that you are doing, any business, any type of business online that you are using technology. You are using technology to be able to provide your service to people. That it really is a digital business. So it can be anything really, but you are running it online as well as, if you want, the other one is just optional, but mainly online. To be able to call it a digital business, it has to be online.
Okay. And to add to it, digital business runs 24/7 because it's online. It's not like the traditional business where someone's presence is needed at a certain point in time. But with digital business, it runs 24/7 because it is online and people can access it anytime they want to. Okay. Now, if someone asks, how do I identify if a digital business is legitimate? I have found one. Now, when you go on Facebook, there are a whole lot of adverts about digital business. Someone might be wondering, how do I identify if this is a legitimate business or not? I am interested, but I'm scared. With digital business online, people really get scared because of the things going on around. But there are others who want to delve more into it and get to know what it really is. So, can any of you talk about how someone can identify a digital business if it
A
is
legitimate
legitimate?
one. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I will start because of what I want to actually say. So for me, if I take myself as an example or from personal experience, when I wanted to go online, I tried many things. I didn't know anyone around me who was doing anything online. I kept asking people, is there anything we can do online? So that, especially my people in my church, because I'm really I like church stuff. So I wanted to do something that I would be able to still, cut down my nursing hours and have time, choose when I want to work so that I'll be always available for church activities. So I started asking people in church, my pastor, people, like, is there anything we can do online? But at that time, no one was able to tell me what to do online. So what I knew to do was to Google or to go to YouTube to find out what I can do online. And I found out so many things, like you are saying. Once you find out so many things, how do you know which one is legitimate? And I didn't know which one was legitimate. I didn't have anyone to tell me that I'm doing this for you to try it. So what I decided to do was to go for the obvious one, which was Amazon. Okay, Amazon is a big company, it's an obvious one. Most people do that. But when I went in, I realized that it wasn't easy. It was very demanding. It wasn't going to give me the freedom and the time that I really wanted. I had to do everything myself. I was alone, it was just too much for me. And so I was doing it, but I was doing it very reluctantly because it wasn't, I wanted to go online, but that wasn't what I wanted. Now, I found this business. I found someone's ad, and a nurse was doing the ad, and she was talking about the business. And I'm thinking, I've seen this ad, I've seen some on YouTube, I just ignore it. I see some, I hear their story, I just ignore it. So until I met, Eunice, that she told me that she's also a digital business owner. And I was like, what? I've seen this ad, but is it the same thing or is it a different thing? Because there are different businesses out there. And that is one thing that I want you to know as well, our viewers to know as well, that because you see us doing it doesn't mean whatever you see out there is the same as what we are doing. And that's why we always encourage you that it will be if you want to do this business, to make sure you are in the right one, make sure that you go in with someone you know who is already in it, like I did. Because someone referred me, someone I trusted referred me, I was able to trust that person, that if this person is doing it, I know the person, then I can rely on that to go in, instead of just going to any business and getting disappointed or
Yeah.
thinking it's the same, because they are not the same. They can run the same ads, but they are not the same. So one is referral. If you get a personal referral, if a friend refers you, or if someone you know refers to you, then that can be a legitimate business, because you can count on that person. That person is trustworthy. They've been in the business. They know the ins and outs. So why can't you trust them? So that is how I went by referral. I trusted the person, even though I saw many ads. That did not push me into starting it until I met someone personally who helped me to know, to do this. It doesn't also mean that when you see an ad, you don't have to trust it. But it also means that if you are seeing our videos on our pages, then it means that we have some connection with you. So you have to be able to know that this thing is legit and try it out for yourself. And the other thing that I did was, yes, I took the step, the leap of faith, trusted the person, went in, watched the webinar, and also was given so many other information about the companies that they deal with. And I went away to do a research to find out if these companies were what registered. Because for you to be able to know that the companies you are working with, or the business you want to get into is legit, you have to know that they are registered. Are they registered in the country that you are, the country where you want to operate your business? Are they registered? For us in Australia, we have what we call the ASIC. So it's the Australian Securities and Investment Commission. Those are the people who keep all the businesses registrations, like checks and things like that. So when I got the names of the businesses, you go there and you put the names there, and it will retrieve all the information about the companies for you. You will know if they have been bankrupt before. You will know if they have any problems, any complaints made against them, any allegations made. There's nothing. So you will know all these things, and you will know if their license has been revoked or if it's still current. So all these things, if you do all these things, your due diligence, as we call it, it gives you that confidence that what I'm doing is really a legitimate business, because it's all open. They have got nothing to hide. So for me, that is what I did. And because they are registered, whatever money that I'm going to earn from the company must also be taxable. So I have to also register, because you cannot run a company without letting the government know what you are doing. If the company is not encouraging you to register your company, then there have to be red flags. You have to know that there is something to hide. But if they are encouraging you to register in your country where you are, because you are now your own boss, you do your own finances, and you have to file your own taxes, you have to have an ABN, what we call here in Australia, the Australian business number. So I have registered for an Australian business number. If you go to the Australian business number lookup website and you type my name, Rebecca Usuajiman, it will come up as a business owner, a sole business owner, and you will see my number there as well. So that is something to also check. If you go on my page and you want to check I'm legit, my business number is on my page, and that will tell you it's all the legal things that, this thing, they have got nothing to hide. They are all doing things legally. So those are the main things. I think I will stop here, but those are the main things for me that made me realize, or that made me know that what I'm doing was legit, apart from the Amazon that was obvious. So this is the other things that made me know that this business was legit.
Thanks, Rebecca, for touching on those points. Like when you go online and you want to buy a product, sometimes for you to know they are really legit and you're not going to lose your money, sometimes you read about the company. You read about reviews, or even to see how good the product, you read about reviews. So you don't just hop on into a digital business. As Rebecca said, you have to see if they are really registered, if the company is registered, and you will also be allowed to register as we all have registered our businesses. So there's nothing to hide if the company is registered. Sometimes you can have a referral from someone. Sometimes when you see the ad, you can ask questions. You can go to the person's messenger, ask questions, speak with the person to see if the person is even a real human being or just a photo that the person has put on. So there are various ways to find out if a business is really legitimate. Mansa, are you going to add something aside
Um, I,
referral and registration?
yeah, I guess in terms of as we've already said, we said that we're looking at products and services. So obviously, if you're looking at digital business, you're looking at either a product, you're looking at either a service. So for you, the two of you have said much about in terms of its legitimacy. Using myself as an example, I guess I also saw an advert. I didn't know the person. I didn't know the person's as in personal relationship with the person, but then her adverts spoke to me a lot on YouTube. And I remember when I looked at it, and then I told my husband that I was interested in that business just because the previous year, last year, I had been talking to a friend of mine, work colleague. We had been making these um, computations about dropships. She was telling me about AliExpress, doing
Yeah.
some dropship stuff and all of that. So I had actually texted her to go and look at it, draw up a plan, and then come and discuss it with me. And I remember when she came, I'm just like, this is too cumbersome. I don't think I can do it. So when I watched this person's advert and it sounded so much like, oh, this sounds something that I'll be interested in. I showed the advert to my husband, and the first thing was he was quite skeptical. He was like, "Now, how can you be sure that this is genuine and all of that?" But then for me personally, I went on to the next stage because that was what opened the floodgate for me to be able to suss out whether this online digital business is actually legitimate. And thankfully, in going to the next stage, we were able to find someone who was doing the business, who interestingly was in the same fellowship as my husband back in Ghana at university days. So all he did was just call the person and says, "Look, my wife has seen this advert, is interested in it. What do you think about it?" And then she was able to vouch that it is a business that is legitimate and all of that. But did we take her word for it? No, we did not. So what we then went to do is we looked at the business, the partners that they are in partnership with, for them to be running this online digital business. And looking at the partners that they have, we saw that if you actually are interested, and as Rebecca had already said, you can go and look at their registrations and all of that. But for us, we saw that for even some of the partners that they are running this business with, they've been in the world or in the system for over 40 years. So obviously a business that has been over 40 years, you can be certain that it is a business that is solid, it is a business that is credible, it is a business that is reputable. And they've got their sites that you can go check out everything and be certain that this is really for you. And for us, in terms of this online digital business, we are in partnership with some businesses that is catering to health and wellness, or health and the well-being of a person. It is solid. It has been in business for over 40 years. We also branched into travels. That also, it is definitely a solid business. It is registered. It is reputable. It is credible. You being part of it, you've got the chance to just go check it out, check out the business page, check out their registrations, as my colleagues have said, and be able to vouch for yourself that this is something that you can ascertain that it is definitely a legitimate business. And then we also have another side of it that deals in human relationship, building relationship with others, with partners, with business colleagues, and all of that. Again, that is also a partnership that we form that is definitely also credible and reputable. So when it cuts across that in this online business, it is legitimate because there is absolutely nothing to hide. All the partners that we have, they are on board. You don't have to struggle to find out what they exactly they're doing, what their products are, what their services are, and then you'll be able to make that informed decision for yourself as to whether this business is legitimate or not.
Thank you, Mansa. To add to it, one of the things that will help you to identify if a business is legitimate is, as Mansa said, is either they offer product or they offer services. Just like Rebecca said, Amazon is online, they offer products, they offer services. With our business, there is a product, but mainly we offer services using social media platforms. So we teach you how to use all social media platforms that you are comfortable with. We provide coaching and mentorship. You are not left alone. If a business does not provide you with a coaching and mentorship and you are left alone, you'll be left stranded. But we provide you all the detailed training that you need to operate your business. Most of us started with no business experience, but with the training provided, with the coaching and mentorship, you'll be assigned a personal coach and a personal mentor. So these are some of the things that you need to look into before choosing a digital business, where you will have a support, whether they offer their services or their product. There is another thing that you need to look up into. With our community, we have about 120,000 membership, and this business is global. So to identify if a business is legitimate, there should be people who are part of the business. It shouldn't be a one-person business. When you get into our website, watch our complimentary webinar, and then you proceed further, you get to meet a whole lot of people from different parts of the world. We are from one part of the world. We have people from different parts of the world, different languages, different societies, and a whole lot. So to identify a business is legitimate, there should be a membership. There should be a group where you will see that these people have joined the business, they are in it, there's not been any issues with them. So that is another thing that you can talk about or you can look up into when you want to identify a legitimate business. Any other thing aside membership, registration, referral, and then the product and services?
Yeah, so I'll talk about, I think one thing that I forgot. When you go to our website, it's not displayed here anyway, but when you go to our website, you will see that there's a lock key or a padlock on there. That should also tell you that the site is safe and it's a registered site. So that should also, when you are, especially when you go there, it's asking you to register because you're going to put your details there. So if you are interested in a business, you've seen their ad and they're asking for information, you don't just hand out your information. You want to do all these checks that we have spoken about and be sure that they are legit. And then when finally you are happy that they are legit and you want to go to the next step, which is putting or registering, like in our business, you have to register for a webinar. Then you have to check that when you go to on our website, you are seeing that. Okay, you are seeing that padlock there, which says that the site you are is safe. Also, I'll also touch on what Eunice said about the global community. That when you get into the global community, before you get in there, like Mansa said, when you are behind, you're not giving everything. So you have to take the next step. If there is no financial thing, no one is going to take any money from you. We've guaranteed you that you have a 30-day money back guarantee with your 149 that you pay to be able to enter, come through and see what is going out there, come into the community and see for yourself. So you do that knowing that the money is going to be guaranteed, given to you if you go in and you don't like what you see. But it's important that you have that money back guarantee. And when you have that, you know that when you request it, because it's a legitimate business, they also respect that you are an adult who can make your own decisions. So when you come in and you are not happy with it and you want to go, they give you your money back. That tells you that it's also legitimate. So having a money back guarantee also tells you that it's what legitimate. And then when you pass that step as well, and now you are added to the community, now you have to see who are the members of this community. Are they just bringing some homeless people, people who we don't even know, people with no status, people like, are they just collecting people from anywhere to just make a group? No. So you have to check who are the members in that community. They are doctors, they are lawyers, they are nurses, they are pharmacists, like they are mothers, there are people doing policemen, pastors. So you should know that people doing this job are not just people who don't know what they are about. So you have to check for the professionalism of the group. How many people are in the group? What are their status? How can people be doing this if it's not legitimate with, alongside their main career or their main profession? It's not possible. So that is another way of checking. If you go to the group and you can't find anything anyone is doing, then you have to be suspicious. I don't see who, like, you don't know, they are just there by numbers. You don't even see them. No one comes on live. You are just there. It's like they're like a robot. Then you have to know that no, think again about what you are doing. But if you come in and you are seeing people, especially some people, when they see testimonials or when they hear testimonials, they get like they don't know, they're not sure. It's too good to be true. Yes, because this business is amazing. So that the testimonials are too good to be true. And you have to be able to trust and come back, come and see what people are doing. Like you said before too, when you're going to buy something and then you read the reviews, it's similar to when you go to church and something amazing happened and they call someone to testify. In our digital business, we call it testimonials. People have seen the goodness of the business and they want to testify for people to see. So it's good to also hear about testimonials. And sometimes we post some of these testimonials on our web pages so that you will know that there are different people getting different results from different backgrounds doing this business, different status professionals doing this. So it's not just anybody doing this. So check that when you go to the community, check that they are legitimate people who are real, people who have status, that they can't compromise it. That is another way of checking. Now, the other way that I want to add is the company easily contactable, or can you contact the company? The company that you are going to work with, or your mentor or your coach, are you able to contact them? If they don't have any number for you to contact them, they don't have any way of contacting them, then you have to really be suspicious. Because if they are guaranteeing you even something and then there's no way of contacting them back, how do you get your money back if you can't contact them? They don't have any emails, they don't have any numbers, no physical address. But in Australia here, we know where our physical address is. We have our contact numbers. We have people we talk to in the office. So if there's anything that, even if, let's say the internet even goes off, you can drive to their office. So, you have to have a contact of the people. If there is no that in the business you are wanting to go to, then you have to be careful. But for this business, we have all that. And that is what I wanted to add. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. With the membership, I remember when I joined and I entered the group, I was just amazed. I said, "Oh, so all these people are here?" Then it tells me this is a legitimate business because people with such reputation cannot be
Yeah.
found. So that was
Yeah.
one of the things that made me realize I'm in the right position. I'm in the right
Right
place.
place. Yeah.
Any other thing we will talk about?
And I guess a few people that have questioned me in terms of this business, just because it's online, it has always been, is it an MLM, that is a multi-level
I
marketing.
wanted us to treat that one as a
And
separate topic. But
for
that's
me,
fine.
I'm like, as soon as they say it, I'm just like, chest out. Nope, this is not one of it. This is actually affiliate or network marketing. And for us to be able to be bold and say that, no, this is not an MLM scheme, it just lies in the fact that in USA, in Canada, you cannot actually even run a business that is an MLM scheme. It is outlawed over there, and we've got the bulk of our business partners from the USA, from Canada. They've registered their business, as my colleagues have said. So that definitely it gives credence to the fact that ours is not an MLM scheme. It is just affiliate or network marketing, where everybody has a fair playing ground, a fair chance of being able to build that capital for themselves and be able to get ahead in the business. So the fact that it is not an MLM scheme, it just leads again for you to understand that this is definitely a legitimate business that we are doing, and you're able to just again check it out for yourself and see where it takes you.
Okay. So to sum it up, a legitimate business is mainly done online using technology where you have access to a laptop, a phone, and an access to a Wi-Fi. A legitimate business, how to identify a legitimate business, you must have the company registered. You must know whether the company offers products or services. You must be able to file your taxes. You must be able to have a group of people, a membership of people. You must be able to have a partnership. You can identify a legitimate business by referral or from checking the person's website. Guys, you can see our website on the screens. If
They
you
know.
have any questions, they are not there. Oh,
No, that's why I was testing you. That
oh
you
yeah.
didn't click it.
I can see it behind. Okay. Yeah. So if you have any questions or anything, you can just contact us. I was trying to put it on the screen, Rebecca.
I meant it's all right.
Yeah, it's all right. How do I put it on the screen? Yeah. We are always there that you can contact us, ask us any questions that you may have, and we are ready to answer you about how you can become a digital business, how you can start the processes that you can go through. Thanks for tuning in, ladies. Hope to meet
Thank you for having
some
us.
other time to discuss more questions. Until we meet again. Bye.
Thank you for having us.
Thank
Thank you
you.
too.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.